a whistle.
Somebody turned up the bass.
I don't know how to do it though.
Okay, we're going to get started again so we can get you guys out of here by 9-ish. That's our goal. We got just under an hour. We're going to do a couple of housekeeping items, some dates for you. First of all, if you were here with us within your first 30 days, would you raise your hand?
You were what?
Within your first 30 days.
Put your hand down, Glenda.
Within your first 30 days, you over here? Okay. Item of business, we do offer kind of a one-time shot new distributor training for those that have been in under 30 days. And that is, the first one is next Tuesday. It's going to be at Sarah Steamer's house. The last one, second and fourth, Thursday, that's right, yeah, of the month. So keep that in mind, but next Thursday, I think that's the, is it the 9th? The 9th, okay. Those are basically a 2-hour crash course of everything that we wish we'd known in the beginning as a distributor, and they are invaluable to get to. So take that opportunity to get to either the second or the fourth Thursday of the month to do that. Meeting here next month, November 4th, same time, 7 to 9, so go ahead and put that on your calendar. Want to touch base with you for a second and a little bit of tough love. As you can see, our numbers are down a little bit tonight, and sometimes there are legitimate reasons for missing a meeting, but I want to impress upon you, some of you were here last fall and some of you weren't. A lot of you weren't. So we had these big meetings going in the summer. We had about the same numbers, about 80 people, and then they kind of dropped off. And then they dropped off. And then in December, we didn't have 20 people there. Okay?
It was sad.
It was very sad. Our lovely Christmas sweater party had fewer than 20 people there. Okay, it was sad.
Our sweaters might have scared them off a little bit.
Yeah, we won't do sweaters this year. But anyway, my point is that it is important that you get both yourself and your team here. You need to press upon your team the importance of getting here. I know everybody's a big person and they can decide whether they're coming or not. But you make the decision now that you are committing to these meetings. They're once a month for a couple hours. They're a lot of fun. I know we always look forward to them, but make sure that you're here and make sure that your team is here. Okay, there needs to be a good reason for them not to be here, because those who show up, go up. And that is just the honest truth. Okay, so make sure that you're here and that your team is here too. So, okay, so we're going to do just a basic, you want to come back and we'll do steps to success. This is something we should start with at the beginning. We're going to do it every time in the meeting that we have these meetings. Steps to success. Do steps? You can do steps and then I'll do it afterwards.
I can do steps. Steps in my sleep. Okay. Okay, so for some of you that are new, and we do this even for those of us that have been here, it's just a good reminder. Today, what is today? The first? The first? Yeah, the second. I don't know what day it is. Okay, so it's the first, and I hope that each one of you printed off your steps to success. We talk about this every month. If you have yours printed off, be honest. Raise your hand. Okay, sweet. So the reason why we go over and over this is because truthfully, in the end, nothing else matters and all the rest is fluff. But if you're completing that steps to success, and if you're starting off your month, printing that off, you are going to be so much more farther ahead of the game. I thought that. That was one of the things I thought when I first started. I didn't want to print off a stupid piece of paper and write the little names in and da-da-da-da-da. I could tell in my head how many LCs I had. Believe me, I was like, woohoo, I got 3. I'm counting down. But seriously, if you're not writing it down, you're not seeing where you need to go. And sometimes a day or two will pass, and before you know it, look how fast a month passes now. It seems like, it's gone in the blink of an eye. And you're like, okay, I'm 2 weeks into the month, and I only have 2 weeks left to fill this whole thing out, because I haven't really done much. So, first thing you're going to do, and you've all done it if you're here, if you're a distributor, is you bought your ADVV auto shipment. If you're new in this business, the next step after you buying your ADV auto shipment, no, your distributor kit. Auto shipment already. So you bought your distributor kit, your $99 kit. Maybe you boosted, maybe you didn't. Hopefully you boosted because that's a huge savings. But you've completed that. Next step is going out and looking for your first 4 loyal customers. Okay, so you're going out, you're looking for those first 4. If you just started, I challenge you to get those in your first week. I've had some people get it in their first day. I've had a lot of people not get them at all. But those first 4 loyal customers are going to get you $120 in free product credit. So you're going to be able to go in and order anything you want. You also are going to get 2 wrap rewards. So for your first 2 loyal customers, you're going to get a wrap reward, which is a box of wraps for $25. and that includes the shipping. Your second set of loyal customers, you're going to get another wrap reward. So what you're going to do is turn those into wraps, hopefully. You're going to order all wraps with your wrap rewards and that $120, and you've just made yourself, I think it's $350 in cash by selling all of those at your first few parties. That alone should pay for your auto shipments for the next 3 months. So that's doing this business for free for the next 3 months. So that's step 2. Step 3 is going to be to go out and find 3 people that want to do this business with you. If you can complete all of that in your first 60 days, It Works will guarantee you a $500 minimum income. So that is not, $500 just in commission. That's going to include you're going to get a $100 bonus for each one of the people that you enroll if you have taught them to go out and get 4, actually it's 2 customers, but you want to teach them to get 4 loyal customers in their first 30. Okay, that's also going to include your commission and your wrap cash. So I don't think there's anyone here that has completed those steps not made $500. Okay, so it's that's a great business plan. There are so many other companies that will not guarantee you $500 in your first 60 days. So turn $100 into $500, I'm in. So that's steps to success.
They're so key. I was visiting today with a potential distributor who came to my house, and she's actually done the business before, and is a while back, and is coming back into the business. And that is probably the #1 thing. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. That deterred her the first time was not. So we come in and we want that $10,000 bonus. We want to get to diamond. Everybody says get to diamond, get to diamond. That's great. But really no one in their first days especially knows how to do it. The steps to success is how you do it. And that is how you teach people to do it, because it's concrete, it's understandable, it's compact, and it's duplicatable. And it seems manageable. And if you just do it and repeat and teach that, that's how you get to diamond. Okay? And it's really nothing more complicated than that. You use the steps of success to build rubies, and that's it. Over and over and over. So steps of success. Don't overcomplicate what we do. Real quick, one of the things we touched on at this One Team One Mission meeting was Facebook settings. And there was, I don't really have time to get into this full detail of it, but there's a trick to making lists and dividing the people that are your friends, your Facebook friends, into certain categories, so that only certain people are seeing certain things. If you have family members that are tired of seeing your posts or whatever, there's ways to categorize who sees your posts. Okay, so let's say you want everybody but this particular group of family to see it. You can create lists within your friends list to say this post goes to this list, and this list. Okay, so we'll probably put the information out on our page. But why I'm leading into this, and this is something that the way that we use social media, several of us have seen this post, and it scared the living daylights out of us. So I want to help us be smarter about how we use Facebook when we're talking about, we've got our kids on there, and our family, and our personal information on these pages. Most of us have our pages set to a public setting so that people can see it. But I want to read you something that may not have you rethink that, but rethink who is seeing your posts and the way that you're using social media. So, hang on just a second.
It might traumatize you slightly.
It may traumatize you.
It did me, I'm not going to lie.
Some of you may have heard it before. So this is a scenario. A guy sends you a friend request. You don't know him, but he's got a cute profile pic, so you accept. It's baby girl's first day of school. She looks so cute in her new outfit, you just have to take a picture and put it on Facebook so all your friends and family can see. You're so excited dropping her off that you check into her school on Facebook saying, I can't believe how big she's gotten. Time sure flies. One proud mama right here. Meanwhile, the mystery guy whose friend request you hurriedly accepted earlier this morning is saving that picture you posted of your daughter in her cute new outfit to his phone and texting it to 60 other grown men across the world with the caption, Caucasian female, age 5, brown hair, green eyes, $2,500. Not only did you provide a picture of your little girl to a child trafficker, you handed him the name and exact location of her school on a silver cyber platter. You go to pick her up at 3 o'clock that afternoon, but she's nowhere to be found. Little do you know, your precious baby girl was so little, a 43-year-old pedophile before you ever stepped off that campus. And now she's on her way to South Africa with a bag over her head, confused, terrified, and crying because a man she's never seen before picked her up from school, and now she doesn't know where her parents are, where she's going, or what's going to happen to her. stop adding strangers on Facebook. Okay? Sorry to traumatize some of you, but the reason I know that that is real, I had just about 3 weeks ago a random man from Russia like a picture of my daughter on my Facebook post. Okay, so that stuff is real. Okay, so what we need to do here is just be smart about how we use Facebook. That's all we need to do is a small adjustment so that we don't have those situations. But it's very real in this social media. You know, we're very heavy in that. And it's a great way to grow your business, but we've got to be smart. So there is a way for each of your posts to be targeted. You can do this on your phone too. You don't have to make every post public. If you're posting something of your child or your family, you can set it to friends only. Okay, and it's important that we start doing that. We don't mean to traumatize you. I'm sorry. It was traumatizing me. I was sick after I read that. And we all should be too. It's because it's very real. But if we can just be smart and adjust a little bit, then we can still use social media for what it's for. But we just want to use our noggins. So.
And I will say, too, that's real quick, what I did, because I read that, and I was like, ooh, I have a 5-year-old, and 5-year-old and 4-year-old, and that killed me. So what I did is I went through my entire friends list, because a lot of us have added people. I mean, I've gone and blitzed somebody and added them to my Facebook, right? Well, I don't really know that person. So I started categorizing people into acquaintances versus friends. So my acquaintances don't see a thing about my kids. Only my family, only my actual friends. And I even narrowed down some of my friends to like, how well do I really know this person? Maybe I'll put them in the acquaintance side. So that was how I was able to kind of differentiate between the two.
I don't know if it's just being in this business and as I'm adding more and more Facebook friends, but just like you were saying, the whole guy from Russia, I've had mails from India and all these different countries sending me private messages, like very inappropriate private messages lately, like, hey baby, let's talk, and people I've never come in contact with before, and a lot of mail friend requests lately too. So, and I don't accept them, but they can see my stuff if everything's listed as public, which one of my husband's coworkers came to him the other day and says, does your wife know that everything is so open? And I didn't know that. I guess Facebook kind of changed some settings along the way, and we're not made aware of those. So go in and make sure that you know what people really are seeing, because you really can't control that.
I have one this really weird thing. It was a woman. She, I was like worried about adding.
I don't think they can hear you.
Oh, sorry. It's on my eye. Like, what's wrong with it? He's wondering. I was like thinking I didn't want to add a ton of people on my Facebook because I knew strangers. So from my Facebook business page, I decided to go and kind of like scope out some people and pick which ones looked like, like they were like doting moms and, wouldn't be total stalker type people, right? And so I added a couple, and so that I could talk with them, right? That's why you can message them. Well, this woman, she looked totally, I don't know, like she was like, oh, I love my kids, and oh look, and school post, and she looked like really, really well dressed, and looked totally like you never would think anything of it. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, because I'm up late writing papers a lot, and in the middle of the night, she was like, hi. And so I looked, and she had talked to me before, and we were like just chit-chatting. Then she's like, said hi again, and she had changed her profile picture. It was her, but she was like in cornrows, and she was like an Italian girl, so it's not like, it's a common hairstyle, So she had changed her profile pic, and it was like total like cornrows, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I said, hello, because I was thinking, what the heck? And then she replies back, sup, SUP, and then I started panicking thinking, okay, is this woman like, two personalities or what? Because literally it was like Sarah turning into like, yeah, cornrow. Nicki Minaj. It was like, so it kind of freaked me out. So my first thing I did, I was like, oh, this is really weird. I said, maybe this is one of those strange computer viruses. So I'm going to go ahead and delete you now. If you're real, please forgive me. So I made it look like, it was like a weird thing. But yeah, I totally deleted her. But that was like one of the freakiest things ever. Like,
actually, what's going on there is there is people stealing people's profiles.
Yeah.
Creating new profiles with their pictures.
And then
they copy the profile. They get in your friends, and then they switch to themselves.
It's hard to tell.
They might be some gal from Russia, whatever country, but they'll steal Sarah, your profile, get it started, and then they build up a friends basis, and then switch.
Yeah, that was just really weird. It's
And
like,
that's-
man, you
that's
kind of
how
expect,
hackers start,
I mean,
so.
sometimes men act, silly, but like when it's just a woman who like change personalities and.
So it's just, again, these meetings are, we have lots of fun and everything, but we just need to, to make you aware, and we want to, knowledge is power. So we'll just make sure that you're being smart about it. So, okay. Wanted to talk real quick to you about the 90-day push. We are 30 days into that, and let me see by show of hands, if you're in it, how many of you had your 30 days of the 90-day push go exactly how you wanted it to? Good, couple. Mine didn't. Okay, but I did learn some things about what I'm going to have to adjust if I really do want to focus and go hard for 90 days. So take what we learned. We can't get the last 30 days back, but let's talk about that. First of all, the Eventbrite is available now for the Omaha meeting. So go and get your ticket to secure your spot. We're hoping that the event sells out. Because if everybody in this room, if everybody on the Omaha team brings one guest or two guests to that 90-day event, it will sell out. And we will sign a whole lot of distributors that day. Okay? The 90-day push. Some of you may.
Eventbrite.
An Eventbrite, that's where they're selling the $5 tickets. It's just an Eventbrite. And are you on the 90-day page?
No.
You're not? Okay. Well, there's a 90-day push group going on, so you might want to get with your enroller about, you're probably not into the group yet. So that's okay. But there's how many people in the group? About 160 people from our team and Sarah's team to just a hard 90-day push. So get with your enroller on that to talk some more details. There's some 90-day accountability things going on with weight loss and stuff like that.
Like, is there just one, overall, it works 90-day push group?
No. There's a lot of different ones going on being led by different leaders.
In any of one of these teams, I was just
Uh-huh.
curious because I live in Omaha.
Right, of course.
I don't know if you have a different 90-day version.
Yeah, we do here for the Omaha, but you are welcome to join in, given that you're here, because we're going to have a large Omaha event here. So by all means, yeah, connect with whoever. No, I'm sure you are. That makes sense, yeah. Just however you connected, or just with one of us, we'll kind of explain to you. But yeah, you're more than welcome. Okay. Anyway, so the 90-day push, the flyers are available, the invites are available. What you do is you take them to Office Depot, even on a jump drive. Some of them around town are actually, I have them saved, where you just go in, give your information, they type it out and print it out for you, okay? What I did, and I ran off and left it, but this invite, I typed my story up on a label. I had a shipping label, those are the little bigger ones, and I put it on the back of that card. So they wonder, who is this person inviting me to this event? And that's essentially what I said on the back of it, and like I said, I meant to bring it, but who I am and my story and my personal story, why this business has changed my life and why you should come to this event. Okay, why you should come hear about GetWorks. Because what this is essentially is a very large opportunity meeting. That's really all it is. The 90-day push, working really, really hard up into that event. That's as simple as I know to explain it. The flyers are available, the invites are available, the Eventbrite is available to go buy your ticket for $5. If you secure a spot for someone else that you would like to come hear more information, buy them a $5 ticket, okay? And again, like we said last time, the $5 is not making anybody any money. It's just covering the room, and for any giveaways and all that, we're going to try to do quite a bit at that thing, to be giving away wraps and maybe blitz cards, things to get their business started, stuff like that. So all the details are being ironed out. Bottom line is we're pushing really hard. We got 60 more days to do that in the event on December 6th. Okay, any questions about that, Linda?
Do we have any special people coming in? Because I've had a couple people ask me.
We will. Yeah, we will. We don't have
Is that
the
not
names
gonna-
ironed out yet,
Oh,
but we
okay.
will. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the plan, because we don't want you to have to sit here and listen to us again. No, all right, our plan is to
No.
No,
So
I'm serious.
my-
I don't want to do it.
My out-of-state DTs are asking me.
Yeah.
So,
Planning on it. We're going to do our best, yeah. We've handed out, we've extended the invitation to a few people and getting some, yeah. So, okay, any other questions on that? Well, again, in 30 days, we'll touch on it because we'll be really approaching. But suffice it to say, work hard, okay? When I first came in, somebody kind of referred to this as a slower time, and I don't know what they were talking about. I worked harder, I've worked harder in the last month or two than I ever have, and that's intentional. So it may not have gone how I wanted to, but I was working really hard. So anyway, other questions about the 90-day event? Okay, good. All right, go get your ticket so that we can pay for the room. I don't want to foot the bill. Organize my thoughts and look at my phone. Everybody that sees this recording will be like, they were just on their phone the whole time.
Are we limited on how many tickets we can buy? You said something
No,
about
just
that last.
don't go buy 20 tickets. You know what I mean? Buy them as you need them, because you just don't want to take up, if you don't fill 20 seats, well then we just don't want anybody to be left out. So just kind of buy them as you need them. But a few at a time, there's no problem with that. Think big, that's fine, but just not 20. Okay, so let's go into some business building. Some of the things that we got from, you want to come back up here? We'll go through some specific stuff. Came across a great tip at the One Team One Mission that was, I had not thought about saying it like this before when you're talking about the packs in your party pack.
Okay, so this was a cute little tip that they gave at the One Team One Mission, and I thought, God, why haven't I ever thought of that? So we all want to do our best, and we all do our best at selling these packs, right? Because number one, it's going to give people the best deal. Number two, it certainly boosts volume. But one way that they talked about selling the packs was to start with the IT pack and say, with the IT pack, you're going to get $28 off of that pack, along with free shipping. So the reason why is you've got the $10 reward that you get back. So it's really, you're going to get $28 towards product, I guess you could say. But that $10, when they go to share their purchase as a loyal customer, they get that first option to share their purchase and get the $10 off. So that's one, and the other is they're going to get $18 in perk points. So it's $28 that they're going to get to put towards more product plus free shipping. So when you're talking about that pack, they're buying it for $179. They're getting $28 in free product, and they're getting free shipping along with it. It's kind of a nice way to put it. I already talk about the skinny pack like that. I'm sure many of you do, but I talk about the skinny pack all the time just by saying with the skinny pack, you're not only saving money with our 3 top-selling products, but you can add any other product to the skinny pack and get free shipping. People love free shipping. I don't know what it is, but people do not stand to pay for shipping. So that is such a huge thing. You know, that when I do parties, I don't start small. I don't start with, you know, if you just want to buy some ThermoFit, or if you just want to become a loyal and buy some Fat Fighters, it's only $23 a month, you know, and then you can cancel after the 3rd. You know, I don't talk about that. I talk about the big packs first, and then I really don't ever talk about even canceling after the 3rd. I usually go into, and when you go into your 4th month and you really find the products or product that you really love, you're going to get free shipping on that product always, as long as you keep that on your auto ship. So that's something that's really nice to kind of, it's just a nice little tip that they gave. I like the way that they said it.
We're going to open up here to questions, because you guys are really quiet tonight. So it's not this nice bubbly thing we normally got going on, so we need to hype it up a little bit. But just trying to give you some of the tidbits that we brought back from that meeting. It was a great meeting. Any event you can get to, any One Team One Mission, any event of any kind you need to get to. It just, you know, we started out thinking it was a little bit smaller one, thinking, oh, and, you know, corporate wasn't there. This was one of the best One Team One Missions I've ever been to. Came home with some great tips, great stories, great motivation. So it's hard to explain. It really is. But you just need to get there. Speaking of, with conference being, you know, just over 2 months away, that's important. I know. I can't believe it's flying by. The green carpet is coming up here in just a few days. So.
Who has your ticket for conference? Holy crap.
Awesome.
We're going to have so much fun.
I know. We're just taking a party to Florida. That's all we're doing now. So that's going to be awesome. And remind your new people when they sign up that they do have, what is it, 10 days to buy a discounted ticket? 10 days for newbies to buy a discounted ticket. So, yeah, 10 days. So keep that in mind. Okay, so one of the questions that was on the wall page was about organizing loyals. And we'll talk about that just for a second. I think it was Becca that said that. I heard a really good tip from Lisa K. Fuller about organizing her loyals. She has a system of basically 30 file folders. Somehow figure out a way to divide 30 file folders. And what she does is when she has this order form or whatever she writes her loyal customer order form on, she puts it into a day. Each one is like the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and it's labeled for each day of the month. She takes that order form and puts it in a day, let's say 7 days down the road. Okay, so on that day, on the 10th of October, she opens up the file that says 10, and that's who she needs to check in with that day. Okay?
I kind
So-
of do the same thing, but I use index cards.
Same thing, yeah,
Yeah,
same kind
same
of thing, you
thing.
can do that.
Yeah.
She was using their actual order forms in box, that would be a smaller system, but yeah. So in 10 days, she checks in with the person to make sure that they got their product. And then when she's done with that, then she puts it in 2 weeks later. And she goes and she checks back and says, how are your products doing? And then after that, she does 2 months. I don't know if she's got a 60-day system, I'm not sure, but then she checks in again with them in 2 months. Okay, so like a 7-day, then a 2 weeks, then and a 2 months. So there's one good way to organize. You just know on this day, I have to check in with this person, this person, and this person. You may not have anything in that day. Find something else to do. But so that's a good way to organize your loyals. So, and also keep track, maybe writing on the back what they ordered, take some notes on what they said. Like she said, connecting with that loyal. I think sending your loyal customers, your new loyal customers, a thank you right when they sign up is a very nice touch. Nobody does that anymore. Okay, so send them a thank you note in the mail, snail mail.
I just got one from my Scentsy lady, and she even sent me like a little spoon to scrape my wax out with in my bowl, and a nice thank you note, and even like a couple tips on some scents that I could mix that would smell good. And I was really impressed by that. Like now I'm going to be really loyal to her. I had a couple people that I bought from, but just the fact that she took the time to do that, and I literally got this in the mail 2 days after I placed my order, and I thought that was really cool. So it made a statement.
That's just proof, yeah.
I do the thank you cards as well too. I mean, like when I put up a card for a burger shop, since somebody just stopped by and put their name in or done, I still send them a thank you card for shopping by the booth. And I write stuff on the back as well. Dazzle stuff is all about thanks and should come me in on Facebook.
That's great. And then now she's following you and seeing your life, and right, very, very, very good. That's another point, that when someone visits your Facebook, they need to know that you are a NeighborWorks distributor. Not plastered all over the place, but it needs to be obvious that that is a part of your line. In your about section, in your picture, in your cover photo, some way for them to know that this is what you do. Okay?
One of the ambassadors, I think it was Liz Barton, said this. She doesn't like it when distributors are, 3 and 4 times a day posting something on their Facebook wall. She said her rule of thumb that she tells her team is to post 4 personal things to your 3 it works things. And I really like that, just to kind of keep it a little more personal than it works, just a tiny bit, but keep your audience kind of engaged and not completely blocking you. So that 4 to 3 ratio, I liked a lot.
Melissa brought up a good subject, vendor shows and vendor follow-up. We get this question a lot, how to follow up with your people that you've met at vendor shows. First rule of thumb, contact them within 24 hours. Okay, while it's fresh on their mind, and basically to let them know that they're all a winner. Everybody won in the drawing. And you can frame it however you want to. If they're brand new, if this is somebody you're just contacting for the first time, you're going to call. Okay, get them on the phone. That's the best way to do that. Do you leave messages? Do you leave messages?
If I do, I leave a message and tell them they won, and that's all I say.
Yeah. See, she planted the seed, and then they call back.
Yeah.
So they won. Whether it's a rap session for 5 friends or $5, just something, you come up with what they want. Okay, but people like to win stuff.
I usually say, this is Sarah Seamer. I met you at the Kids Explore booth, last week, and just wanted to let you know that you entered to win this or that, and you did win this or that. So give me a call back, and I leave my number, and I don't say much more than that. So.
Okay, if it's maybe a slightly older lead, text them. Okay, brand new lead, call them. Slightly older lead, text them. Older lead, or in a business setting, you probably shouldn't call somebody that works at Kiewit at their office. You know what I mean? Email them. Okay, they put their email on there for a reason, because that's usually the best way to communicate. So any other questions or suggestions on follow-up events, the things that have worked for you? Follow-up events. There's a lot of events going on in the fall and holidays and stuff, so be sure to keep your eye out and snap those up.
Do you guys have any advice as far as closing the deal? Because I have so many people interested in the products and people that are just now getting interested into the business, but my problem is just closing the deal.
Is this at events or just in general?
In general.
In general.
So I just wanted to see if you guys have to say if anyone else is struggling with that too.
Okay, so closing the deal. Here's what I think this is what I wish I would have known. When I first started, I wanted to promote really, really fast, and I think that I brought people into the business that weren't ready, and I brought them into the business in a way that was kind of rushed, and they didn't know what the heck they were doing. So when it comes to closing the deal now, I'm a little more gentle. I let it run its course. I think if you're too Johnny on the spot and wanting to get you set up, and oh my gosh, that $10,000 bonus is going to be gone if you don't sign up by tonight. Number one, you lose most of them, and if you don't lose them, they're going to sign up and feel rushed and really not do much for their first couple months. So I let it take what it takes, but I keep in their face, if that makes sense. Like, I make sure that I'm seen, with whatever they're doing. I make sure to message them once in a while. I'm very joking. I'm very lighthearted with people. Sometimes you can get to where this is serious for you, but it's not for them. So you want to make it kind of like, okay, I saw you at school the other day, and you totally turned around and walked the other way, and just kind of give them a little wink and say, it's fine if you're not ready, and I just walk away. And next thing I know, they're ready to come and talk to me about it. You have to let people know that, honestly, you have to put off that air. It's okay if you don't sign up. I've got many others that will. You really have to have that attitude when you're talking to people. But when I close too, the other thing is if you're talking to someone about the business, just saying to them, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at? Try and pinpoint what's holding them back, because usually when they have to answer that question, something is going to come out with that. They're going to say, well, I'm at a 5. I'm halfway there. Okay, so what are the good things? What are you happy about and what are you worried about? Let's talk about it. And that's what's going to get people over that hurdle. As far as LCs go, it's more of, I don't know, LCs can be just super individual. You have to find their need. If you're not finding their need and you're just trying to say, everybody needs a wrap, you got to try a wrap. That's a good way to lose a lot of LCs, because not everybody wants to wrap. So you have to find out, maybe they have an acne problem and they need the greens. Maybe they have joint problems. Maybe it's their age. Maybe it's that they're paranoid and don't want someone that they barely know wrapping the worst part of their body. You have to kind of figure out what's going on with each person. I feel like this job can be kind of a I don't know, psychiatrist in a way. Like, you're trying to figure people out. You really are. And that's really the key to this job, is getting to know people and knowing what they need and zoning in on what they need. And if you're not doing that, you're going to lose them. So that's my best advice.
With loyals, how many times have we all wanted to buy something, but then we just forget and don't have time? A lot of them just forget and don't have time. It's not that they don't want to buy. So that's another thing where you can use the GoPro, is say, okay, if I called you on Thursday night, would that be a good time for you? Because then usually the people that have been telling me for 3 months they want to order, then they're like, yeah, that's great. And then it's all said and done. And I'm like, well, that was easy. Why didn't I do that before?
Another good one on signing loyals is, like, when it gets to be that last week of the month too, I like to use the, hey, I'm catching up, I'm placing end of the month orders. What are you ready to get started, or what do you want placed? And that, it takes the pressure off of them, because, like you said, a lot of them just, they forget. I forget. I'll open a text message and 3 days later they'll be, hey, you're not answering me. I'm like, oh yeah, sorry. It's just, we're all busy. We're all go. So
another tip that I read is Fridays, or like on the 15th and the 30th, tip people up, because that's payday.
Oh, 15th and 30th.
That's a good idea.
I like that.
Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 is a good time to get a hold of people too. Because they're home, and I don't know what it is, but that's a good time.
I know sometimes at parties too, when people are like, oh, I want to order, but I don't get paid till Friday. Just have them fill out the paperwork and just be like, I'll just just fill it out and I'll put it in for you on Friday. Will that work?
That's one of my biggest tips. You will lose a sale if you're standing in front of somebody, you've got the order form out, and you let them walk away saying, I'll get on your website and order next week. You're going to lose a sale. I always grab them and I say, let me do all that for you. You fill out the form, put at the top what date you want me to enter your order, and I'll put it in. Because otherwise, that next week goes, and people do get busy. We all do that. We say we're going to do something and we just forget.
And if you put their order in, then you have their password, which they will forget. And then when they text you and say, I don't know how to log in, then you're like, well, let me help you.
Exactly.
I like that.
Okay, I'm going to show you a little experiment here that's in its infancy stages, but it has a 100% success rate. So let me show you what I did. I went and got off of Amazon these little scratch stickers, okay? These little silver things on the back of my list card. And I put across the bottom, there's my name, email, website, And I'll pass this around so you can see it, but at the bottom it says, schedule a wrap night with 5 friends, scratch to win. Okay, I've handed one of these out. I'll be damned if I didn't get a phone call, okay, because they won something. I was like, really? Yeah. Wow, 100% success rate.
That is
So people like to win stuff. I don't know what it is. It was $5 for a pack of these, I can't remember what they're called. I'll see if I can find the link to it. It was on Amazon, scratch stickers, yeah. It's like $5.
So do they all say you won?
I have different ones. I took a little bit of time for me to set up my labels. Under here, for wrap night, I did an extra wrap, second free wrap. Okay, so like double hostess benefits. And then I have some that say schedule a wrap appointment, same thing, and I have like these little $5 bags. Okay, I'm not incenting anybody to sign up. I'm incenting someone to have a party or to set a wrap appointment. Okay.
So they don't bags.
What's that?
What do you put in your bags?
It's a bag. It's a Chevron tote. So it's like I found like a really good deal on these $5 bags. So I bought kind of a little stash of them. So anything you can think of.
Dollar store has good
go
stuff.
buy some stuff at the dollar store and put it in a wrap kit. If you find some cool water bottles. I think I did a wrap kit on a few of them. So I printed out labels and there's a bunch of different ones. So I'll be handing out random, there's some party, there's some that say appointment, but yeah, one card out and one call back.
So you get to customize what's underneath the
Yeah,
scratch.
you just kind of have to space. And again, I spent a little bit of time.
pointed out to them and give it.
I did. I said, I said on the back there's if you set a wrap night, there's a freebie there for you to win. So, and I did, and I let her.
You can't help but scratch stuff like that.
Everybody wants to scratch something out. Curiosity.
It's like a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
I just put it on the 411.
What, these little thingies?
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank
how
you.
efficient is that?
What's the 411?
Oh, that's our team page. So you'll have to put it on your.
I don't know who else to do.
You know what? Put it on the if you could put it on tonight's meetings page, so that everyone. That would be amazing.
Anyway. If they have a wrap night or a wrap appointment. Yeah, that's how I said it. I think I did 5 days of greens on one, and just mostly a free wrap for booking your wrap night. I mean, we've all got app rewards right now, and so I just thought, hey, for extra wrap.
So they don't scratch it till they get to you, right?
They can scratch it, but they have to redeem it by actually having the event. Works. That worked.
Christy.
Yes.
I did this. I gave this to Cinderella. I went out. I sold 10 of these last month. And this is just a cheap water bottle.
Christy, come up here.
Dang, girl.
These are
come on
working.
up.
Yeah, come up here.
Come on.
Hello. So I went to Dollar Tree and I just bought all of their green water bottles last month. And
Me too.
I was there asking. I went to 3 different stores.
Every stock.
I sold, people just go crazy. It's just a $1 water bottle. Then someone was like, can I just buy the water bottle? And I'm like,
It comes with a wrap, and it's
So when
$25.
I put, this is Tiffany's, but I put 2 things of greens, and then I put a thing of Crystal Light Pure, because that's how I drink mine, and a wrap, and they were $25. And the day that I put it out there, they just went off. I had 10 people post. And they just went crazy because they thought, oh, it's a water bottle. And so as they came over, I filled it up with them. I filled up a green and then half of the Crystal Light, and then they took it back.
You know, though, when you're at some,
Do I what?
What was the wording that you used on the post?
I had a picture that I always use, and it said there's 5 left, and it showed 5 bottles.
Yeah.
And then if I had 2, I would go back into the app, and I would cross out the 5 and put 2. And then when I found more, I went to several, and
So she got them all, so you have to wait a month until
yeah.
Just got some.
So yeah, so I mean they were $1, and people go crazy over them. So.
like when you're in a vendor event and they have like a free water bottle, you're like, I have to have
People like
that.
free stuff. We
That and
appeal to
pens.
human psyche. That's all it
People
is.
always want to steal pens.
Yes, I signed some of them were already loyal, and they couldn't wait for them to get. They just couldn't wait for the bottles to come in. And so they were like, I'm like, okay, well, it's $25. And they came over and they did that. I had 2 girls that came over and did that. And then I sent the rest, yeah. And then it was some of them were on a lunch breaks would just be 30 minutes. It was like put the wrap on and go, and then they would call me back that night. But they thought it was so cool to get like greens and a water bottle. But then I showed them how like I mix my greens, because they get it. Sometimes they're like, ooh, that's better. And I'm like, well, this is how I do it.
Good idea. Yeah, that works. And also that scarcity, I only have 5 of these, only 4 of these. You know, that appeals to the human psyche as well. We don't want to be left out. So, okay, speaking of like the dollar store and things like that, with conference, with the majority of the room going to conference, a couple things to start keeping your eye out for. You know, if you're gonna spoil your team a little bit while you're down there, little treats for your team or something that go with you. Start looking for bargains along the way. Things in your line, green and bling and all that. Water bottles or just, you know, I think last year, what did I give my team? I gave them that brand new magazine. Bracelet earrings, the magazine that was impossible to find, that I totally liked out, and then $25 cash for the store to go spend. So just, you know, I only had like, what, 80 you guys down?
It was really awesome though.
Yeah, it was.
I love the earrings.
Jamie got some earrings. He did.
You wear them every day, don't you?
Which the bag was worth like 10 cents, but it was super exciting.
Yeah, just a thought, just something thoughtful for your team. Also for apparel and things you want to wear at conference. Conference is crazy, okay? So it's socially acceptable to wear furry boots while you're there and all of these other things. So just be thinking about checking the sale racks and stuff for things you want to wear. There's a cocktail night, Friday night. So be thinking about that. And just, you know, we don't want you to have to go all buy it in 2 weeks before you go. So any other suggestions?
Okay, just real quick. I have 5 priorities in your business that I just want you to write down. I think sometimes we all get a little scatterbrained and we go, okay, I don't even know where to start. Some of us with bigger teams, you kind of go in, I don't know who to help first, I don't know what to do first. Every day you could be doing a lot. Don't you feel that way? It's like every day I could be doing 100 things, but I only get like 2 done, right? We all feel that way. So I want to kind of prioritize, and they talked about this at One Team, One Mission, and I totally agreed with it. So your top 5 priorities in this business. Number 1 are your loyal customers. They are your top priority. They are your bread and butter. They are what makes this business go round. Number 2, your personally enrolled teams. Next to them, because of course, you know, they're obviously important to you. They're important to you money-wise, and you always want to be investing in them, making sure that you're close with them, making sure you're getting them to these meetings, things like that. Number 3 is organization. You know, if your mind is cluttered, it is really hard to do this business. You know, whether it's your house, whether it's your loyal customers, have a planner. Got to have a planner. If you don't have that, figure out what works for you. I have a paper calendar at home that my husband sees every day, so he knows if we, you know how you kind of pass each other and go, okay, see ya, bye. You know, he can go look at the calendar and go, oh, she's going to a party. Okay, great. Shouldn't get him in and talk all day. So that's important. And then I have my own little personal calendar. The next one is going to be your team's team. Okay, so yes, your personally enrolled are super important, but then after that, you cannot forget your team's team. It doesn't matter how down they go in your downline, you could have mantra on your 20th line and not know it because you're not connecting with that person and kind of helping to build them. And sometimes we have leaders fall off and they have wonderful people underneath them, and I just think it's so important to be really paying attention to everyone that you can. It's hard. The bigger your team gets, it is hard. I do my best, but the next one is then number 5 is your potentials. So if you're taking care of things in that order, I feel like your business is going to go really well for you. You've got to take care of what you have first and then bring on new. So I thought that was a great tip at that One Team, One Mission.
Take care of what you have. And sometimes, and Sarah made a great point, sometimes, you know, we're always looking for that new person, the new distributor, the new loyal, but you need to take care of the ones you've got first. It's a whole lot easier to do that, you know, and what's that?
They constantly replace.
Right, exactly. They constantly be replacing. So, also, you know, that kind of brings up a point about, first of all, the moment you sign into this company, you are a leader. Okay, you're a leader of yourself, and first of all, but the moment you sign someone else, you're a leader. I hope that registers with you. That we don't have to have these large organizations to be considered a leader. Everyone in this room is a leader, so it's important you do it, you know, as best you can from day one. So there's a distinction and a difference between helping someone get started and creating a welfare system where you're doing everything for people. And it's really important that you not do that, so because the bigger you get, you'll drive yourself insane trying to do everything for people, and then that's not a duplicatable system. Okay, I think everybody's guilty of that. But if we can catch you here in the early stages to where you know, don't do everything for a brand new person. Show them, point them, empower them to go find their answers.
Including your loyal customers.
Including, yes. Do not get into the habit of taking care of your loyal customers. You will run yourself crazy trying to do that. Empower your loyal customers to take care of their own account. It's a very, very important step. But the same for your distributors. Yes, your new distributors are going to ask you questions, and the second they think of it, they're going to ask you a question. You will do yourself a huge favor to point them in the right direction to know how to go find that answer. Answer the question and say, you know, for the times that I'm not available, there's this place, there's this magnifying glass up in the corner of your Facebook page. You can YouTube it. Just point them so that they know how to go find those answers. Because otherwise, you can imagine, the bigger your organization gets, that's all you're going to be doing. And if you slip into management mode, your business will stop growing. And I don't know that there's anyone in this room that has not done something like that. Okay? It's very, very real that you slip into that, and then you're not doing the steps. You're not doing what she said, where you're going into your customers and this and that, because all you're doing is taking care of and answering questions that they should be answering themselves or finding the answers to themselves. So don't create a welfare system. Help them get started. Pour into your teams, just don't do it for them. There's a critical step there. So. Okay, we're going to spend the last 5-10 minutes with questions, and we're opening up to anything that you guys want to ask. I don't know that we got all of the questions that you guys put out on the page. So are there any other questions, Q&A kind of thing? Yes?
Mine is completely random off any of these topics, but
That's
I wanted
okay.
to find out if anybody is successful. I know we don't want to just do our business through social media like we talked about, but I do not get how Instagram works, but I watched a video last night about how very successful it is in its own context. So I wanted to find out who here is successful with Instagram, and is there anybody that I can talk to? I don't even understand how it works.
Yeah.
Nicole Meyer.
Nicole, and then Kristen, come on. Kristen signed 2 distributors in the last, 24 hours off of Instagram. So yeah.
And there's
please.
There's some really great YouTube
Both of you
videos.
can
I tried looking
please.
for them when I was falling asleep, but I knew I was going to go back on. I was like, I need a concept.
I want that knowledge. That's good stuff.
We need to do a training session or a video or something that, it's hard to get all the knowledge out of your head to do that. So.
Nicole, you're going to publish your video.
Come on. I even said, what's your name again? I need to go follow you.
Okay, I guess my main things with Instagram are getting a large following. That is kind of one thing that sets it apart from Facebook. Like Tracy said, Facebook, you post a lot of personal things. People can just get more information about you, I think, through Facebook than they can through Instagram. So it's okay to have a large following of strangers on Instagram. That doesn't mean you can't block people. I block people probably every day. And you'll get a lot of spammy stuff. You can block those people. But you get a large following by following other people. Lots of them, like 100 a day if you want to. And you find those people by going to, I usually do it through business accounts, so accounts of nationally known companies whose followers would be our target audience. So the example I always give is Weight Watchers. CoverGirl. Babies R Us. I've done moms following. Because people who are following them are going to be probably people that we would like to see our information. And so you go to search for Weight Watchers, pull up their account, it'll say they have 60,000 followers or whatever. You click right there and it pulls up a list of them. And you can literally go down the line, follow, tons of people.
50 at a time. 50
It's more than that.
Sometimes you're stalking, sometimes you're not.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're not stopped at all, though.
You're in jail.
Yeah. And it's not like Facebook where when you follow them, they're automatically following you back. They don't have to, but the hope is that they will. So that's how you grow your follower base. Hashtags also, I noticed the pictures that I use a lot of hashtags on get way more likes than those that I don't. So one of my distributors just told me that she knows of a girl, not in the business, who gets 100 likes on her selfies within 5 minutes. And how does she do that? I don't necessarily agree that this is the best way, but apparently she puts like 50 hashtags and then deletes them like 5 minutes later because she has her likes, but she said she hashtags like blue, purple. Like, I'm like, who's going to be searching the hashtag blue? Not our target audience. And so my tip to this distributor was random likes don't really matter. You want to reach out to people who you think are going to be interested in our product. So I'll hashtag things like weight loss. It works. Obviously that one's going to be full of it works things, but you never know what person might come to your picture. You know, stay-at-home mom, newborn. You can only do 20 in one comment.
Like, do you do that many?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I can't think of something.
I know, me neither.
There's kind of a big argument, like you're not supposed to steal other people's hashtags, like that's against Instagram. Is that
if someone has like a personal, like I'll hashtag Time for Health because that's like my GoDaddy. If like I wouldn't want
that would not be cool.
else to use that. Like that's my.
But I use it. Really works all the time. Like that's kind of my go-to, and people are like, yeah. Like I guess I've heard other distributors say before that you're not supposed to.
I mean, someone else might also just like think of that.
So many professional words out there.
And also,
that's why I just give
the main purpose of hashtags is that people will find you through them. But because they're searching, someone interested in weight loss can search the hashtag weight loss, and it's going to pull up every picture that's hashtag weight loss. People probably aren't going to search Time for Health, but it does group all my pictures. They're also probably not going to search It Really Works all the time. So I think you have to have a balance between those cute creative hashtags, because I do use those too, but then also common things that people are searching, you know. Like weight loss is a really generic example. Do you have it?
I don't usually
do hashtags.
Not a whole lot. I do
So there's
moms,
lots of
stay-at-home
different
moms. My thing is, I use a lot. I make it really personable. I don't, because I find I don't put a whole lot of business. Like I told Tracy I put maybe like what you were talking about. I do, which I need to get better, I guess, with my kids. I don't want to put them on, but I do a lot of my family stuff, selfies, you know, what I'm interested in, and then I'll put a business post here and there, and a before and after picture. So I really try to get them, you know, pulling them in. Yeah, exactly. So I don't use a whole lot of hashtags. So it just kind of depends, I guess.
We're going to take a picture before we go, everybody, if you don't mind, too.
We'll do some more training on Instagram because it really is a trending thing, you know, and I do a lot with it. I have worked Instagram hard. I have probably about 6,000 followers, and you'll get about 10%.
I'm following 1,000.
You know what? This is a true story. Yeah, about 10% of the people you follow me will follow you back. You can only follow 7,500, so you will reach a limit. Then you have to unfollow the people that aren't following you. I also hashtag, let me tell you what I know about hashtags. There's the top hashtags that you can Google, and it'll tell you what's trending that day. And so, I mean, some of them you don't want to go and hashtag something that has nothing to do with you, but you can hashtag pick of the day, love, family, all these things that are popular hashtags, and when those pull up, you're going to pull up with that stuff. So you can throw that in there.
There's also apps for getting followers too.
Right. Yeah, you can do that. And so, you know, like she said, you want legitimate followers. We're looking for ones like I hashtag. I'll give away Vala's Pumpkin Patch. Who's at Vala's Pumpkin Patch? Us. You know, moms. And so local places to you. Things like that. Yeah, I just gave you away a big one. Places like that.
Maybe it works.
That's mine is yours. Things like that, and that people are going to go search. So you want to build relationships. I went and looked at Kristen's page, and I see Kristen. That's what I see. I don't see It Works. Instagram's a little bit different, okay? But I see Kristen because there's a lot of spammers out there. But then she puts a post in there. That's what I see, and I'm sure it's the same thing on her. So, but the hashtag thing, when you're putting those trending hashtags out there, I'll be darned if people are starting to follow me that I didn't follow. Typically, you'll see who's following you are ones that you're following. But now I'm getting people following me that I didn't follow first, and so it is working, and it's just building that way. So.
Do you also agree too? I know a lot of the top leaders have said before that to not follow other distributors that are not on your team. I actually have mine as a private, and then I just don't.
You should have it. What I've heard is that it should be public, but that when another distributor likes you and it's not personal, you block them. There are distributors out there that are spamming other people's pages and contacting people people that leave comments on their pages. So, you know, people are like that. There's just some people out there like that. So I block other distributors that I don't follow. So if someone follows me. My profile doesn't have GateWorks in it, so they probably didn't know what I was when they were following me. It was unintentional. So.
If your page is private, I think your hashtags
Yeah,
might
you
be
can't find
pointless.
your hashtags.
Because if they're not friends with you, you're not going to show your private, you know?
And again, you can really limit.
I don't really know how to use Instagram, so.
We need to a whole night on Instagram.
You sat with me for like an hour and a half, and I was just like, shoo.
But I have signed distributors and loyal customers on Instagram, so you really should. You don't have it. Get started. It's easy. I'm not joking, guys. This is TMI. Every time I sit down on the toilet, follow. Every time you're in the line at Target, okay, and you have to wait. Follow.
I just used
follow.
it. No wonder your feet are like, Mom's got a food problem.
Okay, but it's true. It takes an intense effort, but it has to be. That is what you call all in.
That is a 90-day push right there.
How do you keep up on Facebook, like the team pages? Because I get so far behind that I have no idea what's going on.
You need to turn off notifications on certain ones. Okay, when I first got in, I got an email for every time everybody ever posted on and you need to tell your new people, turn off the notifications on certain things, like where you only see your friends post or things like that, because you don't want 3 million.
You want to stay.
So
you want to
that's one thing.
stay up to date
Do not get caught up
on your team.
spending your time
But, like,
on those pages,
the bigger
because all of a
pages,
sudden it's an hour or two later and
useless
you've done
for
nothing but
resource.
scan
Yeah,
things.
and even with our, the 90-day push and then the Skinny Wrap Darlings, I get so far behind that I do find, okay, it's 10 o'clock. Crap, I didn't even
Just
post
take
anything.
some time. When I do I'm not on it all the time, but I'll take some time and go through the page for the day. I'm not just boom constantly on the page. And then I'll go and I'll catch up.
Yeah.
And you know what? I push you need to pay attention to. So.
And because I work full time, I don't take breaks in my lunches, so I can't try to catch up throughout the day. So
just catch up later in the day.
I work full time too, and I finally have had to let go that I have to like or comment on all these things. Sometimes somebody asks a question, but someone's already answered it, so move on.
Yeah.
Like, that is really hard, because I think, I've got something to add,
Or I want to see what the responses were and how many
But you already know the answer to that question, so
there's
just
learning
keep
and
on
bonding and
scrolling.
all that on Facebook, but there's not income producing activities on our team pages.
For me, like what I do, I get email notifications. I'll scroll through my email. If I see something that sparks me, then I'll go and I'll check out that post. Other than that, I get notifications when she posts, on page. But other than that, I just really don't stress about it.
Skinny Wrap Darlings, I'm like totally staying off of that group. But if you turn off notifications,
I know I just got an email that
I don't get
a bunch of different ones.
I don't get any email notifications.
I didn't know that till.
Okay, so if you turn off notifications,
oh my gosh, you did
if you turn off notifications, you click that little bar thing, it'll still show you how many.
Yes, yeah. You know what? I do have that, so I'm not.
Okay.